welcome back to Hemlock Ridge. Glad you could make it. Hey, on today's episode, I'm going to cover building an outdoor shower so you can get cleaned up when you're out here in the wilderness. Now, it's a beautiful day here on the ridge. Summer day, it's hot, mid-80s, it's humid. You're working, you're getting hot, you're getting sweaty. You want to get cleaned up at the end of the day. And while it's not life or death, it really feels good to get that muck, grime, and smell off you by the end of the day, if you know what I mean. So I can't just jump in the pond. There's a lot of algae and pond weeds and stuff like that in there. Could go down to the creek, not the best thing, but it would be really nice to have a hot shower right here on the ridge. Now, I've got a few goals to create this off-grid shower. One, I want to be able to use it without a fuel source. So in the winter, I can heat the water on the stove. Two, I don't want a power source. I don't want to have to be hooked up to 12 volts or anything like that to be able to use the shower. And three, I'd like to be able to use it possibly in 4 seasons. Now, even though I'm off grid here, I don't live here full time. I don't have a source of pressurized water and a well. That might be a project for the future. I might look at putting in a sand driven well. But for now, I can gather some really clean water from the creek. I have to be careful with the water because I do have to carry that pretty far up from the creek, but at least I do have a water source. In the winter, I can melt snow, no problem. Got plenty of snow here. The other thing is, again, I need to heat the water. So in the summer, I could use propane. I'm not going to use a lot of propane to heat the water. Again, in the cool season, I can put the water on the stove, the wood stove, get it warmed up, and then bring it outside for the shower. Third thing is going to be, how do I propel that water? Again, I don't have a pressurized water system. A lot of these self-contained instant off-grid hot water heaters rely on some kind of pressurized water. I don't have that here. Or they require you're hooked up to a pump so it can pump the water. I'm going to be doing this through a rechargeable USB pump, and we'll give that a try and see how it works. All right, let's get started. Now you can see I've got a lot of hemlock trees on this property. That's why it's called Hemlock Ridge. And while I love the hemlocks, what they do is they drop hemlock needles. So I really don't want to be showering right on the ground because all that's going to just splash up on your feet. And the whole idea is to get clean and feel clean. Even though you're off grid, it feels really nice to get a shower once in a while. So I'm going to go ahead and build a platform to keep me off the ground and keep all that grit off of my feet. All right, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. It's the right size. I pre-measured again so that I could put my pop-up shower shelter on this. I've got it leveled off and stabilized with some rocks. And again, it keeps me up, allows the water to drain through, and keeps me off the ground where all that muck is going to splash up on me. As well, in the winter, when it's snowing out, I'm going to want to shovel this off, put my shelter on there, and be able to get off the ground off of all the snow and ice if you want to take a shower in the middle of the winter. So really happy with how this decking turned out here. So let's go ahead, set up the shower shelter, and then we'll go ahead and hook up our plumbing from there. This is called an instant pop-up shower. It supposedly pops up and sets up in less than 5 minutes. There is a warning on it that you be careful, it can actually injure you because it pops up so fast. There you go, that's why. Alright. I've got to unhook this here. Now this does come with some guy wires. I'm going to go ahead and tie it down just so it doesn't blow away. There's also a rain fly that goes on the top. I'm going to leave it off since it's so hot right now, but that rain fly will also help trap some heat in the winter if I put a small propane heater in there just to take the chill out. All right, that's not going anywhere. So I did get a 2-room tent. Let's go ahead and check it out. I did want to get a 2-room tent because in the winter, again, if you want to set up a little heater on this one side here and a chair, keep your clothes dry, then you can go shower in the other side over here and not get everything all wet. And I think having a little extra room, because it might be nice to quickly change in here before you run out back into the cold, will be a nice thing. So next thing is, let's go ahead and set up the plumbing. So since it's the summer and I'm not actually running my stove, I need a way to heat the water pretty efficiently. This is just a propane burner, kind of burner that you would actually use maybe with a turkey fryer, that sort of thing. And I'm going to hook that up to a tank. It will not take long to heat up water. And again, in the winter, I don't need this. I don't need the propane tank, because I can just put a pot of water on the wood stove and let that warm up until it's the right temperature for a shower. Now, for the stove, I picked this up. I actually was trying to find a used stock pot, maybe at a thrift store, secondhand store. I just couldn't find one that was big enough. This is a 5-gallon pot. I don't need this, but it is kind of nice if I ever want to heat up some hot water and use it to disperse the water or dispense the water. But this is a Camp Chef hot pot, and it holds 5 gallons. Now, the USB rechargeable shower head I have actually pumps 1 gallon a minute. So this will give me a 5-minute shower, which actually is not too bad when you're off grid. All right, final thing I need to do is hook up the shower. So again, you can buy these online. I tested this out at home, just put it in some water. I'm really impressed with the flow. It actually will run for 40 minutes on one charge, I'm told. And when you need to recharge it, you just take this battery out. There's a USB cable, you plug it in any USB port and can recharge it. It comes with 2 batteries, so you've got 80 minutes of shower time. I would never have that amount of water. And basically this here flashes, tells me how much juice is in the battery, and this is your on-off switch as well too. So the pump goes in the bucket, battery stays out of the water, which is nice, and then your shower head goes into this right here, and this has actually a little hole in it to stick the shower head through. And it's that simple. It sits right there at the bottom, which is great. And again, there's the cord goes inside for the power. Shower head goes up top. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. You got the chair in here. You can put your towel, your dry clothes, and stuff like that on there, your clean clothes. And then over here in the shower room, you can see there is the shower just poking through like that. And then down there is where your on-off switch is. So when you're ready to start your shower, you just hit the on-off switch down there, and the water starts to come out up here. All right, so I grabbed some water down at the creek. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm not gonna fill this all the way now, but give you an idea here. So you can see that is nice, clean water. Definitely can't drink that, but okay for showering. So let's go ahead and light up the stove. Look at that, folks. Doesn't get much better than that. Great flow. Nice hot shower right out here in the middle of the woods off grid. And that is how you can set up an off-grid shower for not a lot of money, and something you're not going to have to winterize. Something that is going to give you some creature comforts using everything you got off-grid with a little ingenuity and a few accessories. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this time. Thanks for checking it out. Always enjoy sharing how I'm doing things off grid, how I'm setting things up. Always some great comments, sometimes some not so nice comments, but hey, I'm not a professional, just doing this as a hobby. If there's something you'd like to see here on Hemlock Ridge, though, please let me know in the comments. It might be something I can do or film and get into a future episode. And as always, thanks for checking it out. Make sure you get some time to get outdoors and get off grid, and we'll see you back here next time on Hemlock Ridge.